Hi, and welcome to the first how-to with Jason's PC repair. Today what we're going to cover is CCleaner. What it is, it clears your cookies and cache, and that way your system will run faster and you won't have as much clutter on your system with cookies, cache, recycle bin. It also assists with the registry as well. Well, first let's go to that website to download the file. Go to www.filehippo.com, which is where I go to get my software. You'll see most of the time it's under popular software. So you'll see CCleaner. At this time it's 4.01. We'll click on that. We'll click on download latest version, and you'll save it to wherever you keep your downloads folder. And we can close the web browser now because we don't need that. It's a new version, so 4.01. Next, if you want, you can add it to your desktop shortcuts or start menu, which if you do it to your start menu, it would be right here. You can add it to the recycle bin, so if you right click on your recycle bin, you can then click on run CCleaner. And I usually do the automatic check for updates. You can also do advanced and make sure it installs for anyone using this computer or just for you. I usually let it go to my secondary drive, which is my D drive. Click install. It's a quick install. You can view release notes if you want. This allows you to keep cookies if you're using websites or different things on that. Usually, yes, it's good to be recommended. On here, usually I keep my history off because there's websites I go to, like neverwinter.com or even Facebook, that keep it from memorizing that information. Now, the main things we have here, this is the cleaner. This cleans your cookies, cache, temporary internet files, of course. This has several different options. And then you have the Internet Explorer. If you use Internet Explorer, I use Firefox, so I have that over here. But you have Windows Explorer, which is your Windows programs and stuff. And you have your system. And you have Advanced. I usually don't use Advanced on this. I mean, you can look through it. If you want to use it, before you use it, I recommend you probably go to Google to check to see exactly what it does. I've used wipe free space once before and tended to mess up my system, so I don't use that anymore. But I usually keep the main items on default, so that way it's really quick. If you do analyze, you can see how much you're going to get back, and we'll do that right now. I already did mine before, but I'll do it again. It'll see all the internet temporary files, cookies, any recent documents, any thumbnail, any Adobe Flash player for multimedia, for your applications. And it says right now I have 53.7 megabytes to be removed, which will be a little bit of the system to get cleared, which will then run CCleaner, and it'll permanently delete files to your system. Are you sure you want to proceed? I'm going to select OK. Okay, that's what was cleared. It only took 1.453 seconds. Now the next option, I mean, that's simple. I usually do this once a week, along with the registry. Now the registry, of course, does missing shared DLL files and the unused file extensions. This is the best option I've used, best program for registry cleaner. It doesn't make any major changes. However, when you go to scan for issues, it'll scan for all issues you might have. That means any files that are not there anymore, that are broken, that won't work if you click on them. You can do that as well. That'll come up here. You'll then click on Fix Selected Issue. Now, do you want to back up changes to the registry? I always do this just in case it does mess up the system. Most of the time, it has never messed up my system, so I still have the backups. As you can tell, I have backups each time I run it. Again, I run both of these once a week usually, and fix all selected issues when this comes up for you. And then that's done. Those two are done for you. And then tools is another thing I use. Now, I use this instead of the start control panel programs and features because it's just a little bit more cleaner, and it's a one-stop location for everything that I do. So you'll see uninstall, and you'll see all the programs that are installed on your system. That way you can go through and delete them. You can rename them if you want. I recommend not doing that because it usually automatically puts the program name for you. So that you have that to uninstall programs. Startup is what happens when your computer starts up in the morning. There's a startup folder that usually runs different items. Now, if your system is slow, you can usually turn off, disable one of these options to not run. Or if you want something that you don't want running, you would just click on the option you want running that says enabled, click disable, and it changes it to disabled basically on that, so it won't run. You can also do this for an Explorer, Firefox. When Firefox or when your Explorer starts running, there's options you can turn off. And then scheduled tasks are tasks that you have set up to run automatically per day. And then there's also a context menu, which has just different things in here, and that's usually your information here as well on the start menu. And then of course you have file finder if you want to find a file. You can find any type of file, just like the start and then search programs and files. System restore, that's if something goes wrong with the system, you can find it and reload it back to a previous version. Usually though, you would actually have to have system restore set up. We'll go over that in a future video. Drive wiper, this is like when you want to wipe the whole drive. If you want to format the drive, that's what this does. For example, if you have a new hard drive you've installed, then you can install it and you can wipe it before you decide to put anything on it, which is usually a good idea to do each time you install a new device. Next we have the options. The settings, basically you can run CCleaner when computer starts. This is basically what came up at the very beginning when you installed the program. Secure deletion, this is when you are doing the cleaner, it would delete it. Faster is normal file deletion. You can make it do multiple overwrites, which would clear it completely from your system and you probably wouldn't be able to get it back. But I usually keep it the normal file deletion just in case, and it's a bit quicker. Wipe file space drives, which you can choose which drives you want it to wipe when you do the wipe free space within the CCleaner option. The cookies, these are cookies you can actually keep instead of it being deleted. You can actually keep them when you try to clear the cookies in cache, so that way if there's something on your screen you want to keep when you're going to it, instead of having to type it in all the time, you can add them to this. There's an include option, which you can include any type of files that you want it to remove. I usually don't use anything for this. Exclude, you can keep files and folders that you don't want to be messed with as well, which I don't usually use because it usually does everything for me, so I'm not concerned about that. It hasn't deleted any files, main files that I wanted to be deleted, so it's decent as it is right now as a basic. And then advanced, basically this is if they want to show initial results in detailed view when you try to look for the information after you've ran it. And you can only delete files in Windows temporary folders older than 24 hours, so that way at least you'll be able to hold on to information in your temp files. If you've deleted something by accident, it should normally be there. And then only delete files in recycle bin older than 24 hours. Again, you can check this button if you've moved something to the recycle bin to be deleted, but then you remember you don't want it to be deleted and spend about 15 hours since then. You could then use that option. Hide warning messages, that's if you don't care what the warning message is going to be, if it's going to delete something or if it's going to, like with the recycle bin registry, when it asks you to save, that's a warning message. So I keep those on just in case, because nobody's perfect, and it's a computer. So there you go. Close program after cleaning. You can check that box if after you run the cleaning, it'll just close the program. It's a quick little thing. That way, if you don't want to deal with it, if you leave, let's say if you run it before you leave for work, or if you go out, you can then use that and it'll close the program after it's done. Show prompt backup registry issues. That's if there's any issues. And this is the one that's good to have. It's similar to the hide warning messages. I usually keep that on there. That way, make sure to remember to back up during the registry clean. Minimize the system tray. You can minimize this option to go to system tray while it's running. Save all settings to INI file. It'll save it to a file on your computer, usually documents, that would have the information about the running the CCleaner. Skip user account control warning. Sometimes programs have to have a administrator to run the program. Since I'm administrator of this computer, I just keep that there. That way it doesn't pop up saying you need to have administrator rights to run this. Enable Windows jump list task. This is right here. If you hover over it, this is the jump list task right here. If you right click on it, you can actually uncheck that if you'd like. It's not really a major issue if you want to keep it or not. It just is a quick way to get to these locations when you have the program open. But if you have the program open, you have options here too. So there you go. Hope this has been an informative Jason's PC repair how-to. Again, this is my first video, so bear with me on my words. And have a nice day.